If you're new to reselling or you're thinking about getting into the reselling business, you need to start doing this right now. Hey everybody, welcome back to Rocky Top. Welcome into the channel. My name is Ben, the Rocky Top Picker. Whew, it's a hot one in the old town tonight. Let's see, as of filming this video, this is June the 15th. And I haven't done a what sold here in a while, so I thought I would just cover what just sold today. And it is right now about 20 till 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to go through these items, and then we're going to talk about our subject of this video. First up, wrestling. I have to think of old school picker Chris, coming to see you in August at the 127 sale. Can't wait for that. But he loves selling wrestling figures, and so do I. And this one is a Lex Luger WCW Monday Night Nitro. And I've got a whole shelf, a tub of these actually, I've had in storage since the 90s. I just held on to them, and to be honest with you, until about 3 or 4 months ago, I forgot that I even had them. Till I went to my storage and started going through things. Lex Luger, I don't know if it's still, yeah, the battery doesn't work on it, but you can see back here, I've got a bunch more figures here on the shelf. This just sold today for $10.50 plus shipping. And then I picked up this. This is a Game Boy Advanced satchel to carry your Game Boy in, of course. And I forget what at all the yard sales I've hit, I forget what I paid. It couldn't have been more than a couple of bucks, but you can put your game system in there. And it's got some other zipper compartments to hold all your games and whatnot in it as well. And this just sold today for $16.14 plus shipping. Another item that we've sold this afternoon is a 47 brand Philadelphia Phillies hat. And it's a fitted cap. And I bought this at a yard sale as well. Mainly when I do yard sale buys on hats, they're anywhere from 50 cents to $1. This is a size large, and it's got the 2 embroidered logos there. Pretty nice retro hat right there. That Phillies hat sold for $10.20 plus shipping. Next up, sold these. These are a pair of men's Nautica shorts, and it's the plaid shorts, size 32, chino pants. They're kind of like golfing breeches, you know. So these sold all the clothes. I made a big clothing buy back in the late winter, and all the pieces that I bought, I've got them hanging up here. You can't see them on camera, I don't think, but they were in great condition. And this sold for $7.99 plus shipping. A friend of mine, which is a fellow reseller, he doesn't like to mess with video games or video consoles or anything like that. So he called me to come over to his house one evening, and we got this. This is a Nintendo 2DS with charger, and of course I plugged it up, charged the battery, and it does work. It doesn't have an SD card, or it doesn't have any games with it. And the whole buy, I bought this along with several games, 5 or 6 other items, all for 40 bucks. This just sold today for $79.95 plus shipping. And if I can find the last item that's sold today, let me see where I put it. Oh, over here it is. I know there can be good money in certain magazines, you know, like your old hot rod magazines, which I've got a stack of those, and I've got them in my listed drafts. I've not posted them live yet, but this is a Sports Illustrated Pat Summitt, the Wizard of Knoxville. This was March 2nd, 1998. And I also pulled this one out of my storage. I forgot that I even had it. So this sold for $10.99 plus shipping. So on today's haul so far, it's now about 10 to 6 Eastern Standard. That's 6 items for $194.66. So let's talk about the subject of the day. First of all, I want to do a couple of shout outs. Number one, if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. You know, like most YouTubers starting out, we don't make anything off of these videos. We're donating our own time to shoot the video, spend the hours editing the video, just to give viewers some good content to watch. At least I hope I'm providing good content. But I want to thank you. If you've already subscribed to my channel, I want to thank you so much for doing that. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's free. Why don't you go ahead and do that? You just hit the subscribe button, ring the little notification bell. That way it'll let you know the next time we upload a video. And I'm trying to get one up, at least one new video every week. So hit that little bell reminder, and that'll tell you when one has gone down. Also, and I want to do another big shout out, Chris, the Old School Picker. If you are a viewer of his channel and you came over and subscribed to mine, thank you guys so much too. I'm an avid viewer of Chris's channel. I love how he does his business, and we're both Tennessee boys. So shout out to Old School Picker, and the followers and subscribers of Old School Picker, shout out to you guys as well. So today's subject is this. If you are watching this, and if you're a seasoned reseller, this following information is a given. So I'm talking to those right now that are new to reselling, or you've been watching a few of these videos as well as other YouTube videos on reselling, and you're thinking about getting into the reselling business. I want to leave you with a couple of things on this episode. Right now, we're in June. Right now is the time. If you're brand new into reselling or you're thinking about starting, you need to be investing your time, especially on the weekends, to hitting yard sales. Okay? There's many different ways to source, and everybody tends to source differently. I'm just going to give you what I do and my ranking of sourcing. My number one rank of sourcing, especially this time of year, is yard sales. Why? Well, you really don't know what you're going to find, and when you do find it, it's really cheap in most cases. Now, there is yard sales you happen up on, which I have done, and I'm sure all the other resellers watching have experienced the same thing. You go to a yard sale, and you immediately know they checked eBay on everything, and everything is priced out at eBay pricing. And of course, as a reseller, that leaves us no meat on the bone to make any profit. But that doesn't happen too often, and it may just happen on certain items at a sale. But if you take your time and dig down through everything that's at a yard sale, you will find some things that you can make good money on. So your number one source, at least for me, is yard sales, because this time of year they're plentiful, and you can stock up on a lot of different varieties of merchandise, which is always a plus if you're thinking about starting an eBay store. I wouldn't start one till you're pushing over 250 items listed, because you can have a personal account and you can list up to 250 items for free. Once you get at that number or over, they start charging you insert fees. You may want to think about opening up a basic store at that point. But yard sales or garage sales, same thing. That is my number one source of sourcing inventory to be able to get me through the winter time when there's no yard sales or garage sales going on. The second source, I would say, for me would be flea markets. Now, there's two facets to the flea market, and I know if you've not watched any of my flea market videos, you know, you can click here through my channel and watch those, the flea market finds when I go to the flea market. Flea market works two ways. You're going to have established vendors there selling new merchandise at new prices, or they buy the surplus pallets or the return pallets, but their prices are up there and you have no margin for profit there. But the other side of the flea market is you have people who, instead of having yard sales at their home, they bring their yard sale stuff to the flea market and sell it there because it gets a concentrated number of people to look at what they have. So you'll see the difference if you go out to a flea market for the first time and you're starting to pick to build your inventory. You're going to be able to recognize, all right, who's here really yard selling, and who is here every Sunday because they sell every Sunday, if that makes sense, as a vendor. So flea markets is my second choice. Third choice would be any thrift store, Goodwill, although Goodwill's gone up on their prices on a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of other resellers are kind of like, I don't know about the Goodwill anymore. But you know, we got one here in town. It was convenient for me, especially this past winter when there was no garage sales or anything going on. I would just make a route. There's 5 or 6 thrift stores here in my area. I'd just go and hit every one of them every couple of days, and I was able to source some good items to get listed in the winter time for my store. But I would, at this time of year, I would use thrift stores, Goodwills. Leave that as last resort, or at least I do, in sourcing your items when it's yard sale season. There's no reason to spend more money than you have to. So again, if you're brand new starting in reselling, or if you're thinking about starting, I'll back one up. I'll back a step up. If you're fixing to get started, start with your own stuff in your house. You know, over the years, I've been a collector of a lot of things, and I've held on to things. So when I got started, I just started selling off things around my house, in my storage barn, in my storage unit. So you can really start there, and that doesn't cost you any money to do that. So start in your home, look around your house for things that may have some value. Go on to eBay. And I had a question I needed to answer when we're talking about listing things. If you're brand new, if you're looking to get started, you hear the word comp it out. Shout out to Michael from the Chucky post office. I see him every day. That's where I deliver my packages. And he expressed interest in starting something on eBay. And he asked me what comping it out is. What comping out is you take an item, go to the eBay site, whether it's on your phone or a desktop computer, type in the name of that item, and you'll do a search. The search will list and populate how many of that one item is listed currently for sale. Now, we can get into deeper details, but I'm going to stick to the basics in this video. So you kind of get a price range of what that particular item is selling for on the listed section. But when you're out and about, especially at yard sales, and you're curious to see, for example, how much, if you come across this hat, how much is this hat selling for currently? Because the market changes all the time with everything. So what you do is you just click the box on eBay down to the bottom left corner. If you're on a desktop, you always select sold and completed, and you look to see how much that item went for, sold by each seller who had it for sale, and you get you an idea about what the market is trending for that particular item. But if you have any questions about anything I just talked about, go down into the comments and leave them in the comments, and then I can address them in a future video, or I may just answer your comment right here down below on the video itself. But you know, there's a thing called sell-through rate, which is a very, very easy formula. You know, when you do a search on eBay for an item, it tells you how many of that item is currently for sale. You get a number, it shows you. Then it also shows you the number that has sold, typically within the last 90 days. And then what you do is you do a math calculation between the two of those, and you get a percentage of what the sell-through rate is. Now, sellers' sell-through rates and what they purchase varies from seller to seller. You know, I know some sellers that if it's not above 70% sell-through rate, they're not going to buy it and they're not going to sell it, because you want something to sell fast. You don't want to sit on it forever. Some people look for items that have a 50% sell-through rate or higher. But anyway, you can check out YouTube, other videos, if you want to get more in depth on that. That really wasn't the purpose of my video today, is to get into sell-through rate. But what you should be doing right now, starting tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday. A lot of yard sales starts on Friday, and they go on Saturday as well. You need to be getting out to these yard sales and garage sales and start stocking up, build up an inventory, and then that's going to help you through the winter time. At least it does for me. So I hope you liked this content. If you did, how about you give that video a thumbs up? If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, which that would hurt my feelings. I mean, really. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. I sure do appreciate you. And we're looking forward to putting out more content, so stick around to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and I cannot wait to see you right back here on Rocky Top.